Look at her teeth. Nice and open forward. It's coming forward. What made Maria Callas such an extraordinary performer and singer? Well, first of all, her voice was very unusual. And we're going to take a look at her singing Casta Diva in color. And we're going to just peel back the layers and see what just makes it so unique. Okay, her vowels.
Casta Diva,
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go up to here. Now it's gonna get into the next section here. I want to go back and I want you to pay attention to her vowels. She doesn't actually place them the same all the time. So her first ah in the Casta Diva, when she has that first ah, it's very different. It's actually, I think she is the perfect embodiment of bel canto because she has such an amazing messa di voce, meaning she can sing so softly. She has perfect legato lines. It's so connected. She's carrying through, and the dynamics and the phrasing it's so superb. But what I want you to see now is just how it's almost like it's always just about the beauty of the voice and the expressiveness above maybe the perfect placement of the vowel. Does that make sense? So of course an ah could have many shades, it's like ka, 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 and she's not opening that much, her mouth. It's all taking place on the inside. You don't really see it that much, but see how different it is. But it's very trademark sound for her. I feel like nowadays a lot of, if she applied for an opera today or a coach, it would never be on the basis of, okay, I can't say she doesn't have good technique, but it's just that today any coach would get onto her about that vowel is just not placed right. So let's just watch. It almost sounds like ko, because she wants to be effortless. And that's one of the amazing things about her singing is it's truly effortless. I mean, it sounds very effortless. There's not a lot of, you don't see that it's a lot of work. Of course, the beginning isn't that engaged yet, but her resonance is so great throughout her range. But it's very trademark for her to have it's not ka, but ko. See how little she's opening up her mouth. I mean, literally, this is an ah, and all she's doing is ko, ko. She's really focusing on that tall space in that pharyngeal area here, and then really directing it forward without actually opening that much. But it's not like completely open ah sound. Her next ah is going to be a little different. I think her E is so nice. I think that last ah was different than the first one. That one was definitely more lowered tongue, that V shape that my students always tell me, like, how do you do V shape? It's really not, it's really lifting that soft palate. She has a higher tongue position sometimes on her ahs, which gives her that trademark sound. And I think it's just because she was going for that timbre. It's not like she couldn't do it. It's just her thing. Nice ah. Oh, I mean, go back a few seconds. Nice ah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and yes, that offset, very supported. That messa di voce at the end, very soft, very controlled. You can't see much, but she's working below the surface. Her support, you can see her nice breaths as she expands. Just pay attention to how when she takes a deep breath, she expands. It's not a lot of restlessness up here. It's just a lot of this down the diaphragm, moving it down. I just love her technique because it looks so effortless. There we have it again. Is that a little bit of a higher tongue position? I can't even do how she does it, but it's just so trademark for her. But right now she has a nice round mouth, nice round lips. You know, it's a nice round space there. And I feel like also she has the tendency, just listen to when she transitions from one pitch to the next. It's still legato, but it has a tiniest bit of a diaphragmatic. It's not a push, it's not an accentuation, but separation. It's almost like emphasis, maybe. Instead of so she kind of emphasizes all the shorter pitches a little bit. Does that make sense? Instead of, I would probably, which every, the phrasing, the exact phrasing is going to be up to the artist. But it's all, again, it's her trademark. Instead of, so there's no sliding, there's no bending of the pitch, no portamento here, which I just love, because I feel like today, it's almost like portamenting everything to death. Like it's too much sometimes, and it's not clean. It's not on point anymore a lot of times. If you do too much, too much carrying over. And I feel like I just love because it's so clean. That was very connected. Nice breath. There it was again, that higher tongue. Lower tongue now. Ooh. I love how she tapers it off to the end. It's so... I mean, it's so well supported, but so effortless. Now we come to the second part. And it's connected, but not scooped too much. It's my favorite part now. And it's again, she's always like, it's almost like, I think it's very intentional. Sometimes her is very open forward, and sometimes it's a little bit more inside. It's a little tweak in the tongue position just gives it a different shade. I just love that she doesn't portamento everything to death. It's just so accurate, and it just sounds so beautiful and not too overdone. Does that make sense? It doesn't ever sound like she's trying really hard. She's telling the story. It wasn't even a portamento. It was really just connected. It was just phrased well. So I feel like when it's too much, if it's too much at the speed of the vibrato, she evens it out more. So it's more of a glissando actually when she does it, but it's not too much. And it's just on the smaller intervals. It's, it's not huge intervals here. And I just love that. There are pieces where you definitely need to work with stronger portamenti, where you, really. But this is like such an intimate aria. I just love how she delivers it. And I mean, she's beautiful too. It's like, okay, now comes the chorus part here. And it's just so mellow. Oh yes. Oh yes. Just for beauty, not for showing. The dynamics. It's so intimate. Just playing with it. Can we just appreciate how she just seemingly casually, it's not very high, but it's like, I mean, it's almost like a little, it's like a little sigh, like a little breath. I mean, wow. Like this right here. Let's go back a couple more. Listen one more time. Oh, it's just beautiful. So tender. Oh, we're back on black and white now. Coloring didn't work, I guess. It's a whole different... Nope, there we go. Second verse. On the ooh, we had it there again. I just... See, you hear that? That I can't do what she does. She has this very specific timbre. It's like I can't. It's the Callas effect. Her tongue is a little bit more back. It's a little higher position, and it just gives her that. I don't know. It just gives her this very unique sound. In today's world, probably because, we're like in this world of like, oh, it has to be just this one specific sound and nothing else. There's always this trend. And she didn't follow any trends, I feel like. She was maybe a little bit of a rebel even when it came to her sound. And I think that's what made her really unique because, I mean, she still has great technique. It's really all about, bel canto is about sounding beautiful and effortless and very legato connected lines and not shouting out. And of course, in this aria, you're not shouting out, even on the high end. I really appreciated how on the high, like that, it was just so suddenly, it was so subtle. She didn't overly scoop it anymore. It was just a tiny reiteration. It's going to come again, but it's just, I appreciate that very much. it's gonna come up again, my favorite part. Subtle. Taking it back. Can we take it back a little further? I want you to see how she's opening up on the top. Really nicely opening. Look at her teeth. Nice and open forward. It's coming forward. And her lips aren't glued to her teeth. It's really forward. This is such a nice position right here. So open. I love how she's now making it very bright. It gives it brighter, higher resonance, very forward. Nice teeth again. I want to go back to her cadenza one more time. Let's go back. I love her cadenza. Okay. I mean, just look at that nice forwardness. Teeth, fullness. She has such consistent resonance throughout her entire range. Oh, can we just, oh my God, this is just, ooh, goosebumps. That coming down, that portamento. It's a chromatic scale, but it sounds so smooth. It's almost like it's like I'm going for it, and then it's like almost externalizing it and then realizing, oh, what am I feeling? I mean, I can. I mean, it's so, her color is so beautiful, and it's so effortless. And here again, it's that. See, you can always hear the difference when she's showing her teeth and when she's not showing her teeth. Oh, it's superb. Now, this isn't anything I would probably sing because I'm a soubrette, lyric coloratura soprano, but I just love her legato lines. If you took anything from this, I recently made a video about singing legato. It doesn't matter what voice type you are, legato lines is at the core of bel canto singing. And bel canto singing really I think it's the healthiest way to sing classical music, because even though, we can still apply all the principles even to, say, Wagner, because what we don't want is just to yell all the time and to sound like it's just very, very full of effort. What we want is an ease, a floatiness on the top pitches, even when they're strong. We still don't want to sound like it's extremely heavy, and we certainly don't want to approach it in a very heavy way, because, you have to sing for years and years to come. You still want to keep your vocal cords very healthy. Going for perfect resonance, tweaking the shape of where you direct the sound waves, which we call placement, of course, it can be applied everywhere in singing, even in pop music, even if you don't sing opera. Still, I always say, even to my students who sing pop music, treat every phrase like it's one long word. Connect it, sing through it, ride on your support. Don't break it off, even when you're taking a lift, and even when something is staccato, it's still a phrase and it's still connected by your support. You're not breaking it off and starting it again. And I just think Maria Callas is the epitome of that principle of bel canto and inhalare la voce. It literally almost sounds like she's not even exhaling, because she's using so little air. She has such great chord closure without pushing outward. And I just love her sound. Certainly very unique. If you want to learn more about proper way of breathing in singing, I have a free ebook all about breathing for singers. I will put the link below. Download it. It's yours. And if you want to join the singing community where we geek out about singing, opera and pop and everything else, join my singing community. Have an amazing day. Until next time, keep on singing.